Mr. Speaker, I don't know who we think we are to assume that the people did not know what they were voting for on the same day they voted for us.
I present to you House Joint Resolution 73. This legislation is multifaceted. The preeminent facet is that it protects women. What Amendment 3 took away from them, this legislation seeks to restore. What is voted on by this body will help foster a culture of life in Missouri, one that all of our citizens can support. Let our children grow into adulthood where they can make these decisions for themselves, having the cognitive ability to do so. This legislation protects kids. Lastly, and probably the most important concern to those who voted for Amendment 3, is that this legislation allows for abortions to be performed or induced in case of medical emergencies, fetal anomaly, rape, or incest. It's my contention that this is what many of the voters wanted who voted for Amendment 3. Missourians did not vote for abortion on demand at 9 months or past the age of fetal viability. This legislation will protect many infants in the womb and see a renewed focus on the sanctity of life, envisioning a culture of life in Missouri.
I suppose they knew what they were voting for when they voted for us, but I would beg to differ, given that I've seen some of you all throw back a few at night. I've heard some of you talk about Jesus on this floor and talk about a woman's hind parts down at the bar. Who do we think we are? I've heard some of you read out loud. Now all of a sudden we know what's best for the people. It's funny when we dilly-dally and choose when the people know best and when they can't. We use meritocracy so much in here, we think that that's actually how we got here. This is not a meritocracy. This is a popularity contest. Meritocracy is how those people who perform abortions got their job. I don't need you to sympathize with me. I need you to mind your business. I don't want sympathy. Leave me alone with for privacy until it's women. I want to get pregnant. I don't know if I have to ask the governor first, because obviously my vagina is not mine. It belongs to the state of Missouri, apparently. I am sick and tired of people who think an IUD is a landmine, telling me that the people I live by didn't understand what they were voting for. When some of us don't know the difference between a hysterectomy and a mastectomy. Is getting old and is getting tired. They knew enough to vote for you. We got to pay for people's penis pills. I wouldn't even be halfway amenable if we said that we were going to stop paying for abortions if y'all leave us alone. You think you're stopping abortions with these ridiculous bills? You're not. You're stopping safe, legal abortions. People are going to still have abortions. So if you want to be pro-life, let's try being pro-quality of life first. This is the same body who wants to demand senior citizens work so that they can get unemployment or disability or have to apply for jobs. What are we talking about here? We're so busy being dystopian, we do very little for quality of life. You want to do something for the children? Do something for those foster kids. Let's close down these so-called religious rants where they feeling on the children. Let's do that first. Stop making it seem like a woman's worth is just between our legs. For God's sake, goodness gracious. We just had a hearing talking about abortion where we would charge a victim of rape and incest with murder while her rapist would get less time for violating her human rights. And y'all have the nerve to sit here and talk about science and think the world is 2,000 years old. And y'all gonna tell me about science. The same people who say, I don't believe in pronouns. I is a pronoun. Meritocracy. Power is to the people, and there should be some humility around here when we sit here and talk about what people don't understand. The only thing that people don't understand is the way y'all flip when you get here, telling them that you would be their voice when you get here. And then you decide to do the will of the people who write you checks. That's all I have to say, Mr. Speaker, because I know that my party is going to read some of the testimony that the people weren't able to get when we heard this nonsense. The sixth iteration, this bill has more ups and downs than the bankhead bouncing you talking about has been vetted. Which version of it? It was slaw and trash then, and it's slaw and trash now. And just no one understand, we're not going to stop. The will of the people is going to continue, and in the event the governor signs it, it'll be me outside with them clipboards getting the signatures again, like we did after y'all did this foolishness in 2019, where I had to sit and tell my colleague there is no such thing as consensual rape. But y'all know better. The people didn't know better, but consensual rape and calling rapists gentlemen. We're going to put it back on the ballot, and we're going to overturn this again. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.